Now, to change the topic of my talk a little, Japan has imported almost all natural gas from principal natural gas producing countries such as Indonesia, Malaysia, Australia, the state of Qatar, Brunei, UAE, and Russia. Because of its low density, it is not easy to store natural gas or transport by vehicle. Natural gas pipelines are impractical across oceans. Therefore, LNG carriers transport liquefied natural gas across oceans, while tank trucks can carry liquefied natural gas over shorter distances. Gas is turned into liquid at a liquefaction plant near gas field and is carried as a cryogenic liquid and then is returned to gas form at the gasification plant at the consuming terminal. The whole process of transportation itself requires a lot of energy and it turns out to be inefficient. I'm going to explain how our proposed new energy scheme improves this overall efficiency of energy usage. Before that, I'll give you a short introduction to catalysts. Substances without which the chemical reaction doesn't occur are called catalysts. A catalyst is not consumed by the reaction itself. Fuel cells rely on catalysts for both the anodic and cathodic reactions. Typical catalytic materials are so-called late transition metals, which includes platinum, rhodium, and palladium. The merit of using a catalyst is that it promotes efficiently related chemical reaction, and that the catalysts themselves are not consumed at all. The merit is that these known metals are too expensive to be used as catalyst. Therefore, its initial investment constructing new energy scheme in which a lot of fuel cells are going to be used will be highly expensive, but its operation would be costless because the catalysts themselves are not consumed at all. To improve the total efficiency of energy usage of natural gas, we will propose a transportation scheme that methanol instead of methane produced at the gas fields is carried to its consumers. The methanol is a liquid at normal temperature and pressure and cheap to be stored and carried. On the other hand, the methane should be liquefied and then carried as cryogenic liquid. At gas field, it is easy to produce methanol from methane. The methanol production process consists of two steps. In the first step, syngas is most commonly produced from the methane components in natural gas. At moderate pressure and high temperature, methane reacts with steam on a nickel catalyst to produce syngas consisting of carbon monoxide and hydrogen. In the second step, the carbon monoxide and hydrogen then react on a second catalyst to produce methanol. The right bottom picture shows a reformer located in Oman. That methanol is carried by normal chemical tanker to Japan. The chemical hydride is the most efficient medium for storage and transportation of hydrogen. It provides the most efficient infrastructure technology to supply hydrogen to a fuel cell because it is safe, light, and a compact liquid material. There are some kinds of chemical hydrides which are chemically stable and store hydrogen at high density in a chemical reaction and can supply hydrogen to a fuel cell efficiently. We call the aromatic compound-based hydrides as hyperhydrides and the biogenic ones as biohydrides. For example, aromatic compounds such as naphthalene and toluene are converted into hyperhydrides such as decahydronaphthalene or decarin and methylcyclohexane. The chemical reaction is accelerated on a platinum catalyst. Since these can absorb hydrogen again after having discharged hydrogen, recycling is easy. In the presence of platinum catalyst, both storing and releasing hydrogen are thermodynamically reversible. The hydrogenation reaction is exothermic reaction, and dehydrogenation reaction endothermic reaction. In other words, we can regulate hydrogenation and dehydrogenation by managing temperature. In addition, cyclohexane and decaryl are sold in a market, and they are very cheap. One example of biohydride is ethanol fermented from organic waste such as agricultural waste. It is easy to extract hydrogen from ethanol. A large-scale offshore wind farm will generate much electricity. When located offshore, it is possible to make use of strong winds blowing over the surface of an ocean or lake. By wind-powered electrolysis of water, the water is decomposed into oxygen and hydrogen gas. The hydrogen gas is subsequently used to convert aromatic compounds into the hyperhydrides. Therefore, the offshore wind farm can be used as a factory of hyperhydrides. The introduction of large-scale photovoltaic solar panels in desert region in low-latitude countries with sufficient sunshine will generate much electricity. With this electricity, the water is decomposed into oxygen and hydrogen gas by electrolysis of water. As explained previously, hydrogen can be used to convert several aromatic compounds into the hyperhydrides. Therefore, the large-scale photovoltaic power station in desert region can act as a production factory of hyperhydrides. This is a typical example showing the correct application of photovoltaic power generation to produce the primary energy, which is subsequently stored in the secondary energy form, that is to say, hyperhydrides. Biomass is another renewable energy source to generate electricity or produce heat. It is biological material from living or living organisms such as wood, waste, hydrogen gas, and alcohol fuels. Biomass alcohol fuel or ethanol is derived primarily from sugar cane and corn. Crops like corn and sugar cane can be fermented to produce the transportation fuel ethanol. It can be used directly as a fuel or as an additive to gasoline. Agricultural waste is common in Southeastern Asia. By exporting biomass plants and photovoltaic cells to agricultural southern islands, their agricultural waste could be converted efficiently into bioethanol. Instead, Japan can import the surplus ethanol by using a hydrogen ship. As a last topic, I'm going to talk about the hydrogen ship, as previously mentioned. The hydrogen ship is a symbolic name of electrically driven ship powered by a fuel cell. There are several fuel cell ships in the world. The left picture shows the world's first hydrogen fuel cell canal trip boat named Nemo H2, built in Amsterdam in 2009. The electricity for this propulsion system is produced by two large fuel cells of 30 kilowatts and 70 kilowatt-hour battery. These two fuel cells will use high-purity hydrogen. The right picture shows Yamaha's fuel cell motor cycle powered by 1 kilowatt direct methanol fuel cell. We need a fuel cell with significant power of more than 100 kilowatts to move a ship. We are going to use the dynamical fuel cell as explained before to obtain the required power. The middle picture shows a blueprint plan of our hydrogen ship propelled by water jet pump. The mechanical arrangement may be ducted propeller and nozzles as shown in the bottom figures. We have chosen water jet pump to improve shallow water operation because only the inlet needs to be submerged. Finally, I'll summarize my talk. The first point is that by exporting Japanese efficiency technology such as SOFC, catalytic reformer, in exchange for foreign currency to resource-rich countries, we can improve their low energy use efficiency. As a result, these countries can sell surplus energy to Japan. We could construct highly political world trading system to circulate such surpluses. In order to establish such a new trading system, Japanese engineers, scientists, and associates have to go abroad, especially Southeast Asia nations, with the purpose of becoming a bridge between Japan and these countries. The second point is that we built a hydrogen ship, that is to say, electrically driven ship, as an alternate trading means after the exhaustion of petroleum. Its electromotive force will be given by a dynamical fuel cell, which connects dynamically a lot of fuel cell stacks in response to the load, on the basis of a smart grid architecture. This is the end of my talk. Thank you for your attention.